everyone, today I have this package from KTown4U to unbox. It is quite a big package because it's supposed to have, I think, 6 different items in here. With the box open, it looks like we have one of our items off to the side here and the rest packaged up together. So the items that we have here today are the Kihno Kit version of MONSTA X's new full-length album, Fatal Love. This is branded as their 3rd full album, however, Take 1, Are You There, and Take 2, We Are Here, which is branded as their 2nd album, was released in 2 separate full-length albums, so really this is their 4th Korean full album. I've never totally understood how that works when they do albums that way. But we have the kit version, and then we also have all 4 versions of the CD version, version 1, 2, 3, and 4. And those also came with some KTown4U exclusive pre-order photo cards. I will look at those in a little bit. And along with the albums, I also decided to pick up this issue of Maps magazine with my order because Minhyuk was the cover model, and I don't typically go out of my way to collect magazines, but I really liked the concept pictures I saw for this photo shoot, and it was on sale about the same time that the Fatal Love albums were, so I figured it would be a good opportunity to get that. So I want to look at the pre-order photo cards before anything else, I think. I currently collect 3 members in MONSTA X, Minhyuk, Kihno, and I Am. So I'm hoping to pull some of their cards. The pre-order cards came with the CD versions of the album. I did not get one for purchasing the Kihno Kit. So I have 4 different cards. Theoretically, that is enough to pull my bias line, but we will see whether that actually happens. And each card is individually wrapped in a sleeve. So let's see. We got I Am for the first one, so that is very nice. I did also order a second set of albums from the Starship Square G-Market store because they also had pre-order photo cards, but I kind of regret that actually now that I've seen what the Starship Square photo cards look like because they're just concept photos, they're not selfie cards, and I kind of wish I would have just bought more from KTown4U instead. Oh, but I did get Minhyuk's, which is awesome, so we're 2 for 2 so far. If I can pull Kihyo's and one of these, I will be very happy. Okay, let's see, we got Juhani and Shonu. So I did not pull Kihyo's, but I did get all 4 different members, which is very nice. These are really good photo cards. So these are from the music video shoot, which is fun. So if anyone has Kihyo's and would like to trade for Shonu or Juhani's, please let me know. But very happy to have pulled 2/3 of bias line at least. That's definitely off to a good start. I think I want to start with the Kihno Kit version first. MONSTA X have not been doing Kihno Kit albums for very long. Their first one was for Follow, Find You, and I was pretty impressed with that one because it had images from the Find You music video shoot, which weren't seen in any of the other album versions. The Fantasia X Kihno Kit, on the other hand, let me down because that one had a lot of repeated images from one of the versions of the CD album. It kind of felt like a missed opportunity. So I wasn't sure if I was going to pick up the kit again this time. For their previous 2 Kihno Kits, each kit came with a complete set of all-member photo cards. This time around, they have changed that and it comes with 1 random member photo card instead. And because I do try to collect every album version photo card for MONSTA X, inevitably I ended up buying multiple Kihno Kits to try and get those photo cards. So I only have 1 kit today, but I did order 2 of them with my G-Market order. So whenever that comes in, I will do a photo card reveal. The text on the spine is really hard to read, like even in person it's very faint, but it does say MONSTA X 3rd album, Fatal Love, version kit. And the text on the back is kind of hollow, which is very pretty. for our track list, and it has 10 brand new original songs. We have our title track, Love Killa, Gasoline, which Gasoline, interestingly, was teased in the teaser videos for Fantasia X, but it wasn't on that track listing. So I think that one may have been intended for the Fantasia album. And they'd also mentioned that Stand Up was a bit of a last-minute inclusion on the Fantasia album. So I think what might have happened is that when Joohan wrote Stand Up, they pushed Gasoline at the last minute. And that's why it was in the teasers, but not on the album. But it's a very good song. I'm glad we finally have it. Then we have Thriller, Guess Who, Nobody Else, which is composed by Hyungwon, and it is a very good song. Beast Mode, Stand Together, Night View, Last Carnival, and Sorry I'm Not Sorry. And every single song on this album is very good, and I highly, highly recommend checking them out. I was super impressed with the title track, Love Killa, because I personally have not been a huge fan of MONSTA X's last couple title tracks, especially with Follow and Fantasia. I feel like they really got into this rut of having this particular sound on the titles that didn't really match the sound of their B-sides. So it felt like even though they were showing a lot of growth and experimenting with different genres in their music, if you only listen to the title tracks, you wouldn't know that. So I'm really glad that Love Killa is the title track this time around, because I feel like Love Killa does a really good job of accurately showing off the sound that MONSTA X have been developing with their B-sides for a few albums now, which is funny because they said in an interview that Love Killa was not supposed to be the title track. It was originally a B-side, but the members weren't really impressed with any of the title track candidates, and luckily were able to convince them to go with Love Killa as the title track instead. So if you like Love Killa, you will probably like a lot of the B-sides on this album, if you're someone who only checks out title tracks usually. The first thing we have in here is this postcard. Which has the credits on the back. And then this. Here's what's interesting to me, because this is the Kihno Kit for Fatal Love, but this looks much more like a Fantasia album concept. I could very well be wrong, because I honestly have not watched that music video very much, but I feel like this very well could be the music video concept. It very well may not be, but that is definitely what that reminds me of, which is interesting. We have our instructions for the kit album, and then the kit itself. And it looks like the first thing we have in there is the photo card, but I'm going to try and save that for last. And then we have our postcards. Yeah, this is definitely much more of a Fantasia concept, which is interesting. I feel like this is what the Fantasia Kihno Kit should have looked like, but it's for Fatal Love. Very weird mixing of concepts there. But we have Shonu. I think the backs are all going to be the same, so I won't be showing all of those. Yeah, they are. I mean, the good thing is that they're not reusing a concept from any of the CD versions. I do prefer that. But yeah, personally, I think this would have been a better fit for the Fantasia Kihno Kit instead of the Fatal Love one. But this is a really gorgeous concept, so I'm not complaining about having these pictures. Shonu and Hyungwon. Yeah, these are even the same units from that album, I believe. We have Minhyuk. Kihyun. Yeah, these are those units. Very strange. That's really pretty, though. We have Joohoney. So no group pictures except that original postcard. We have our photo card, and let's see who we got. Oh, we did get Kihyun! So that's wonderful. I may not have gotten his KTown4U pre-order card, but I did get his Kihno card, which is super nice because I imagine these will be kind of difficult to obtain since the Kihno photo cards are random now. Next, we'll take a look at the CD versions, starting with version 1, and they are super reflective, so they don't really show up great on camera. But it does say Fatal Love, and the text on these versions are really hard to see because it's just outlined really. The actual letters are not in a different color, which is a weird choice. But the overall design is the same as the Kit album. Just different colors and dimensions. Yeah, like the spine is unreadable. That is really weird that they printed it that way, but it does say version 1 at the bottom, even though I don't think you can read it. And again, it does have the track listing on the back, but super hard to read. Okay, well, I see our bonuses are in this pocket at the front. That is kind of cool. I don't think MONSTA X have done that style of packaging yet. So we can see what one of our random member bonuses is, but I'm going to wait and look at those properly at the end. So, like most MONSTA X albums, every version of the album does have a totally different concept, which I do appreciate. And this is the version 1 concept. Very cool. Yeah, I was really excited by the teasers for this album. I didn't really love the Fantasia concept so much. I don't know what it was about Fantasia. That era just didn't really grab me the way that MONSTA X's releases usually do. So I'm really pleased that that was just kind of a fluke and it wasn't a sign that I was falling out of love with MONSTA X or anything, because I really, really love everything about this comeback. Got you, honey. I'm always a sucker for the red and black color scheme. That's a really cool picture. Then we have some unit pictures of those two. I do enjoy how consistently MONSTA X have used unit photos in their albums. So we have Minhyuk, who went blonde again for this album. He has already dyed it again. It was a silver color last we saw him. But he was blonde for a minute, which was nice, because it had been a while since we'd seen blonde Minhyuk. And this was his teaser picture for this concept, and that was, I think, the third one that came out, and it just absolutely blew me away. Like, the first couple teasers were just, you know, normal headshots on the red background, and then that came out, and I was like, wait a minute, this is going to be something interesting, isn't it? It's so cool. We have Hyungwon with his glorious long hair once again. It always reminds me of the tour last year. Oh, I miss it. Oh, I don't know what this is. Huh. Okay, some kind of QR code thing. I'm not really sure what that is. I'll have to look it up online. The lighting in this photo shoot is so pretty. The blue and the red. That's gorgeous. And then our unit photos of Minhyuk and Hyungwon. And some people were speculating, based on them being a unit, that we might get like some storyline stuff going back to All In. But with the Fatal Love music video, it's pretty clear that they have finally just given up on having a storyline, which I think is a smart move. I really do think they might have been working at something with the Find You music video, but then the stuff that happened last year really threw that off, and I think it was smart to just finally put that behind them and just do something different. So we have Kihyun with his whole torso exposed, basically. Very rude. Oh, wow. You know, I'd seen some photobook spoilers on my timeline. Amazingly, I hadn't seen this one yet. He really took his whole shirt off, huh? Wasn't expecting that from Kihyun, of all people. IM's photos in this album are going to be so pretty. I already know it. Just looking at this one. He's got like this emo biker boy look going on with his leather vest. He also has his whole torso out. Must be a theme for this unit. I love how they've got the caution tape like going across there, and then just they didn't even bother on the other page. Okay, I have seen these on the timeline. Wasn't sure if it was this version. It sure is. Wowie. I guess someone had to have their abs out since Wano's not here to do it anymore. Yeah, this is a really gorgeous photo book. I have some group photos. This was one of the group teaser photos for this version. And then we have our track listing and our lyrics for Love Killa. Oh, that's super interesting, because the music video for Love Killa has them portraying different movie killers and villains, and the original title of the song was apparently Tarantino, presumably like Quentin Tarantino, the violent action movie director. So that must be where that concept came from. That's super interesting. That even though that didn't carry through into the Korean version of the song, they carried it over in the music video theme. And then Gasoline. Thriller. Guess Who? The original title of which was X, which is not surprising at all if you listen to the song. I think MONSTA X already have a song called X, though, which is probably why they changed the name. We have Nobody Else, which is so good. I am so impressed. For this to be the first composition we hear of Jungwon's, it is so good. Like, genuinely one of my favorite songs on the album. He did a really good job. We have Beast Mode, which was co-written with Eric Nam, of all people. Definitely doesn't sound like it. We have Stand Together, which is one of my other favorite tracks on the album. They described it before it came out as like a group version of Sambakja. And I was like, that is some big shoes to step into, but it absolutely lives up to it. It's very good. We have Night View, which was another Jungkyun composition, and it has some house influences, which I really enjoy. I love that sound. And we have Last Carnival, which is an LDN Noise and Adrian McKinnon composition. It's got a lot of SM writers, basically, and I was expecting that to have more of a house sound, because that's still what I mostly associate LDN Noise with, because I first became aware of them through Chinese View and FX's Four Walls, which both have that sound, but it doesn't sound like that at all. It's a lot more R&B, I think. It really sounds like something NCT could have put out, which makes sense. But I'm not disappointed that it sounds like that, because, again, I am provided the house sounds with Night View, so really pleased with that. And then we have Sorry I'm Not Sorry, which is like an acoustic, slower track. Very good way to close the album. Again, every song on the album is really good, and the sequencing of the track listing is very good as well. That's something I'm kind of picky about that I don't think a lot of people are, but it really sets the tone well, starting off with Love Killa, which is kind of a groovy sound, and it continues that through for, I'd say, the first 5 tracks. And then Beast Mode and Stand Together bring it into a more hype, upbeat sound. Night View kind of chills that out a little bit while still retaining the energy through the EDM house influences. And then Last Carnival slows it down a bit more before you finally get to the closer with Sorry I'm Not Sorry. It really takes you on a journey musically, and I really, really enjoy it. This very well could end up being one of my favorite albums from MONSTA X, which is high praise considering I love so many of their albums so much. And now let's take a look at our bonuses. Let's take them out of this little pocket. Okay, so we have a sticker sheet, which has become really common in albums lately, I've noticed. Then we have this clear index card, I think is what they called it. And I got Hyungwon for mine. And like most MONSTA X albums, this has a ton of pre-order only benefits. Basically everything except your normal photo card is pre-order. So we have that. Then we have this message card, which is pretty similar to the ones that Stray Kids had for their Side Effects album, where there's this rip that you're supposed to tear to read a secret message. But I didn't tear any of my Stray Kids ones, and I don't plan on tearing these. I just can't bring myself to do it, even though you're supposed to. But these are a lot smaller than the Stray Kids ones, where those were oversized, whereas these are about the size of a normal photo card, which I actually am glad. It's a lot easier to trade the photo card sized ones. Oh, and I got Kihyun. Kihyun loves me today. That's really pretty. And then we also have a lenticular card, which is pre-order only. And I got Junghyun. Oh, very nice. And those are the same for all versions, all the pre-order stuff. I'm not a huge fan of this particular kind of lenticular card. I prefer the ones that shift between 2 different images instead of having one just be the logo. But I have seen this kind becoming more common. I guess it kind of makes sense with the faintly noir concept this album has. I don't mind it too much. And then last but not least, our actual photo card. So it looks like the back design is just horizontal. I thought that might just be the Kihno version, but that is for all of them. That's an interesting choice. I got Kihyun again! Oh, he really does love me today. Wowie! And in true, typical MONSTA X fashion, these photo cards are version specific. So this is the version 1 card. So of course I still need Minhyuk and IMs for those. But that's really awesome. I got a lot of my bias line in this first album. So that's really cool. And I feel like I make a disclaimer like this in every video, but just to be clear, I love all members of MONSTA X very, very dearly. Would absolutely be tempted to collect OT6, OT7, but they just have so many different cards and so many different bonuses. That would be way, way, way too expensive. So I do try to limit myself to collecting half the group at most, and that is why I try and trade other cards. It has nothing to do with me not liking the members or not being happy with the ones I pull. It's just the way that I prefer to collect personally. Next up we have version 2, which is a lot more readable, thankfully. For this one, the text is like embossed, which makes a lot more sense. And you can see the version 2 on the spine a lot better. And then the back. So I'm just going to straight up skip the first page because that's where all the random stuff is. I don't want to see that until the end. So this is the concept for this version. Start off with Shonu once again. And this really reminds me of like 70s, 80s club or something like that. It's very cool. Yeah, I mean, I knew from the teaser photos I was going to like these photo books a lot, but I really, really do. We have Minhyuk. Now it's this teaser photo. And I actually like that they have the teaser photos in the albums. I feel like a lot of albums lately have not been putting the teaser photos in there, which is a little bit of a bummer sometimes, because sometimes I really like the teaser photo and would like to have it in physical form. He is so gorgeous, what the heck. I mean, we should have known this was going to be Minhyuk's era, because the first teaser poster that we got for Fatal Love was literally just like a close-up of his lips. It was so cool and so mysterious and so gorgeous. So, like, we shouldn't be surprised he owns this era, because we were given a warning from the moment it was announced. We have Juhani. His zebra striped shirt. You know, somehow I wasn't expecting him to just be in blue jeans, but you know what? It works. Oh, this time it's trio photos. That's fun. So we got those three together. And then Kihyun. It's so pretty, and for what? You know, I'm not typically a huge fan of the shorter haircuts like this, but Kihyun really pulls it off really well here. We have Youngwon. He suits this concept so well. And then Junghyun. Seriously, how do they all, like, make this concept work so well? That's not fair. Like, seriously, this looks like it should be like a 70s pinup poster or something. It's gorgeous. And there are unit pictures. So much animal print. We have our group photo. And our track listing. And now for our bonus stuff. So right away, I can tell that I got Minhyuk's index card, which is really cool. And it does look like the stickers are different for every version. Same designs, but slightly different color scheme. So there is a closer look at that. And I like that each of the different pre-order items go with the different versions concept. That's kind of fun. So for this one, oh, I got Junghyun. Very nice. And then for the lenticular, oh, I got Minhyuk. Knock on wood, but I'm doing really good with my pulls today so far. You know, actually looking at those, I'm not sure that I mind the Starship Square bonuses as much, because the Starship Square photo cards are concept photos for this version, for version 2, which is the only one that doesn't have a counterpart in the normal album pre-order bonuses. So that kind of makes sense, actually, when I think about it that way. Still prefer selfie cards, though, generally speaking. And then for my version 2 photo card, I got another Minhyuk! Oh my god! I got 3 different Minhyuks in this album alone. That's so cool! And this is such a pretty photo card. Like, the way his hair is styled is so pretty. I love Minhyuk so much. Next, we're going to take a look at version 3, which is super pretty. It's super hollow. I love it so much. It's so gorgeous looking. I was not expecting the hollow versions. I really thought they'd all be red and black. So these were such a fun surprise. Again, skipping the first page for now because I don't want to be spoiled. Yeah, and this is the concept that the index cards are the photos for. So we start with Shonu again. And actually looking at these, I feel like the hollow cover for this version makes a lot of sense, actually. Because that is kind of the vibe of these photos. They're so cool. Like, what the heck? I really don't know what it was about Fantasia that I just was not vibing with, but this has went, like, so far in the other direction. I'm, like, vibing with this so much more than I thought I would. Maybe my expectations were just lowered after the last album. I don't know. But I really, really love this album and all of these concepts. Minhyuk. And the ranking of my top 3 groups is pretty arbitrary because I love all 3 of them very, very dearly. But as of right now, MONSTA X have climbed back up and cemented themselves as my current number 2 ult, second only to ONEWE. Yeah, this concept is so cool. I mean, it's literally just, hello, was not expecting Minhyuk in glasses. That was an attack I was unprepared for. But yeah, as I was saying before Minhyuk distracted me, like, this concept is literally just them in suits sitting in cars. But it looks cool. I can't explain it. It just does. There are Kihyun. Like, it sounds so basic on paper, but, like, actually seeing it, it's so elevated. I'm really, really enjoying all of these concepts. So pretty. And then Hyungwon. Honey. No unit photos here yet, I'm noticing. There might not be any for this concept. And last but not least, I flip back and forth really badly between calling them their stage names and their real names. So I apologize if that confuses you. Oh, he's in glasses too. This is a double attack. You can't put 2/3 of my bias line in glasses. That's not fair. And then our group photo. Very cool. You know, I was about to say, my only complaint is I wish we had more group photos, and then I turned the page and there were more group photos, so they answered me before I could even complain. our CD, and the CDs are different designs, I'm realizing. And then our bonus stuff. Again, we can see the index card right away. So I got you honey this time around. Very nice. Our stickers, again, same designs, just different colors. And then for the message card, I got Shonu. And I'm going to show you the downside of putting the cards all in a pocket like that. Is my album photo card got this giant dent in it from the message card because they were on top of each other, because they were in there like that. And so that is a bit of a bummer, but stuff like that does happen. It is just a manufacturing thing. So for my lenticular, I got Minhyuk again. Not gonna complain about double the Minhyuk. And for my version 3 card, I got Hyungwon. Oh wow, yeah, that's a really bad dent. It's even noticeable from the front. So that is going to be difficult to trade, I would imagine, which is unfortunate. But that's okay. I'm getting Twitter notifications while I'm filming Once they're doing something. I'm scared to look at that when I'm done filming. And last but not least, we have version 4, which again, silver with the holographic foil text. Super, super pretty in person. And again, a much more readable spine, thankfully. That's the back. And this is the concept that the message cards have the photos from. Got Shonu. Again, the lighting and everything just really elevates this. Like, it's so shadowy and mysterious, and that's why I don't actually really mind the lenticular cards being the way they are, because it kind of makes sense with this concept. I don't think that really constitutes as a shirt if it's completely open on the side, but I don't know, I'm no fashion expert. We have Minhyuk, that's gorgeous. Again, I'm not normally a huge fan of the wet hair look, but he pulls that off so well here. Yeah, this absolutely is Minhyuk's era, and we are just living in it. Like, look at him, he's so pretty. I really missed blonde Minhyuk. I'm kind of sad he's already dyed it back, but I know that the blonde is kind of hard for him to maintain now. And absolutely, his comfort comes first, always. Then we have Kihyun. He's not as shadowy, I'm noticing. Oh, that's a really cool picture of Young. Very mysterious. That shirt is like entirely see-through. Okay. That's a look. That's a really cool look, actually. They don't only give Hyungwon cool stuff like that. Their stylists really stepped it up this era. Yeah, all of these photo shoots are so good. Got you, honey. Oh wow, the back cutouts? That's cool. Chunky. So pretty. Oh, wow. Yeah, surprised I didn't see that on my timeline. He just has Love Killa written on his chest. That is cool. That is so freaking cool. Wowee. I'm amazed I didn't see spoilers of that. Hello? I don't even have a comment to make about that. We're just gonna try and move on with our lives. So no group photos again for this version. And then our bonuses. I did get another Minhyuk for the transparent card. And again I say, he really loves me today. And our stickers. And then for the index card, I got Kihyun's. I did already get Kihyun's for that, didn't I? I did. So I'm just missing Minhyuk's for my bias line out of those. And then for the lenticular, oh, I got Hyungwon. Oh, his is really cool. So I'm just missing, is it Kihyun? Yeah, I'm just missing Kihyun out of my bias line for that one. So I pulled 2/3 of bias line and all of that bonus stuff, which is really cool. And then for my version 4 photo card, I got a Shonu. Very handsome. Yeah, I only got like 2 Shonus today, which is surprising. I normally pull him a lot. But I did get at least one thing for every member, which is very cool. And then finally I want to take a quick look through Minhyuk's magazine. Again, I don't normally pick up magazines, but I really liked what we saw of Minhyuk's photo shoot, and I looked up unboxings of previous issues of this magazine and saw that it was a nice thick one and we would get a lot of photos. So I decided it was worth it to pick up a copy. That is what the back cover looks like. I'm not going to show the whole thing, I'm just going to kind of thumb through to Minhyuk's photo shoot. So we get our first glimpse of Minhyuk in this collage here. We've also got George, which is an artist that Minhyuk's recommended songs by before, because that's how I've first heard of him. And then Max, who is a Western singer. Let's see, where do we find out what page Minhyuk is on? I've got a little blurb about him. It says Minhyuk is in charge of covering this issue. His ability to digest and control the field was even greater than his good looks. In the situation of black and white, both facial expressions and poses were expressed differently than anyone else, and the staff was very considerate. As the relationship with MONSTA X has been long, Minhyuk's chemistry was very good, and it turned out to be sharp. Thank you. Because, yeah, MONSTA X have had quite a few covers for this magazine in the past. Does it say what page that's on? Doesn't. So I guess we're just gonna have to flip through until we find it. Oh, there he is. Oh, wow. Okay, this is so cool. I don't know how well these are going to show up on camera because it's very dim, the actual images are. Very cool, though. It says Maps Magazine, Taste 2, issue 150. Photography by Park Jae-wook, directed by Ryu Do-yeon. So that is what we're looking at here. Oh, it is so cool. I really love the, like, moody look to the pictures. He's so pretty, what the heck? Like, that is so dark. It's so dim, but, like, that makes it so cool. I don't know. I just really, really like this. Like, this actually isn't exactly what I was expecting from looking at the photo shoot teasers, but I really, really, really like this a lot. It's so cool and so moody. And yeah, Minhyuk suits this concept so, so well. I am really glad I decided to pick this up. Like, look at him, oh my gosh. So that is the end of Minhyuk's portion of the magazine. Yeah, super, super cool. Really, really like that photo shoot. All the pictures that made it in the magazine and all the B-cuts I saw online, really, really, really gorgeous. Really glad I decided to pick this up, even though I don't normally go out of my way to pick up magazines. But that is it for today's K-pop haul. I hope you enjoyed. If you'd like to see more unboxings or K-pop hauls like this one, you can check out the other videos on my channel. And if you like what you see, please feel free to subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time.